Final frontier, or at least the only one we know of. Death. It comes for us all, sooner or later. But what is it? Does the scientific explanations for what happens in our final moments satisfy the human curiosity? How many of us believe that this is it? When the lights go out, that's it. Or could there perhaps be much, much more? Unfortunately, over the course of my life, I have witnessed more than my share of death. Those last moments when the room falls silent and our mind rushes to think what is the last thing we want our loved one to hear or feel as they depart this realm. I sat beside my father's bed for days leading up to his final moments. I've witnessed the hand reaching upwards towards an unseen thing, or I was being asked if I seen things in the room that would only appear to be seen by my father. Why didn't I have the balls to ask what he saw? Why did I not want to investigate the happenings further? I think it's because I didn't want the final days with my dad to be morbid or lean toward the topic of that which was coming, death. Deathbed visitations are a phenomena reported by many, often described as encounters with deceased loved ones, spiritual figures, or even unknown entities. These experiences seem to offer comfort to those nearing the end of life, suggesting that individuals are not alone during their final moments. This storyline explores the experiences of hospice nurses, real-life accounts, cultural perspectives, and historical interpretations of these mysterious presences. Some of the hospice nurses' observations. The hospice nurses often recount experiences that challenge the boundaries of medical understanding. Many report patients in their final days speaking to unseen figures or responding to questions posed by individuals who have passed away long before. Nurses have shared stories of patients who, moments before passing, appeared to engage in lively conversations with relatives who had died years prior. One nurse described a patient named Mr. Thompson, who in his last few hours would smile and wave at the foot of his bed, seemingly interacting with his late wife. He looked so at peace, she recalled. He said, "Oh, there you are. I've missed you so much." And then he smiled and closed his eyes.
We're going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west.
Stop this. A UFO.
Across various cultures and religions, certain commonalities emerge in these descriptions. Many report seeing or speaking to family members or friends who have passed away. Some individuals describe encounters with angelic presences, often interpreted as guides or messengers. A recurrent theme is the appearance of bright, luminous figures, often accompanied by an overwhelming sense of peace and love. Historical deathbed visitations have been documented across various cultures. The phenomena was discussed in literature as early as the 19th century. In Life After Life, Dr. Raymond Moody describes numerous cases of individuals experiencing similar visions. Many religious, including Buddhism and Hinduism, speaking of guiding spirits or ancestors accompanying these individuals on their journey into the afterlife. Cultural insights. In many indigenous cultures, it is believed that the spirits of the ancestors guide the dying. In Buddhism, the concept of bardo refers to an intermediate state where the soul is guided by spiritual figures. Several famous individuals have reported seeing spirits or conversing with them in their last moments. Steve Jobs, for instance, his last words reported by his sister was, "Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow," which has led many to speculate he was witnessing something extraordinary. Mozart, before his death, he reportedly claimed he had written a requiem for himself, expressing a sense of foreboding and anticipation of a spiritual presence. The identities of these entities remain a subject of speculation. Some believe they are entities that have taken on a protective role for the dying, those who have previously passed returning to guide their loved ones, beings of light believed to provide comfort or guidance. But in religious perspectives, most say different religions have unique interpretations of these beings. Christianity often views them as angels or deceased saints guiding souls to heaven. Hinduism sees them as ancestors or divine beings aiding in the soul's journey toward moksha or liberation. Buddhism describes them as benevolent spirits or bodhisattvas who assist in navigating the bardo. Another phenomena that I found very interesting, because one of my family members who didn't die but was in a peaceful state and on the verge of dying described to me this next phenomenon. Some anecdotal reports suggest that individuals have seen tall, ethereal figures with blonde hair during their final moments. This description aligns with certain cultural representations of angels or spiritual beings. While not universally reported, it could be manifestation of a deeply rooted archetypes or personal beliefs that shape how individuals perceive their final experiences. The golden-haired people phenomena, often described by people nearing death, is usually referred to as a deathbed vision, where dying individuals report seeing figures of light, often with glowing golden hair, representing deceased loved ones of spiritual beings, signifying a peaceful transition to the afterlife in their perception. This is a common experience reported across cultures and is often associated with feelings of comfort and peace. Now, with my loved one's experience, who did not die but came extremely close at the time, he noted that while he was watching the football game in the hospital on the TV, out of the corner of his eye, with the door being closed to his hospital room, he noticed a 6.5 to 7 foot tall woman, beautiful woman, with long blonde hair, standing next to a shorter man, both staring at him. He looked right at them, and they looked right at him. He said he felt moments of peace, but also kind of upset because he knew they were not of this plane. They weren't normal. They were out of place, but they were beautiful beings. And when he asked them what they were doing there, they looked at each other and they spoke, and then they looked at him, but no words would come out, either between them or with him. Their mouths would move, but no sound. And no sooner than they were there, they were gone. Perhaps it wasn't his time. Key points about this phenomena: interpretation. Many believe these visions are a manifestation of the subconscious mind, processing the idea of death, connecting with their significant figures from their life, or a spiritual experience depending on their beliefs. Common characteristics: the golden-haired people are often described as having a radiant ethereal glow, wearing white clothing and radiating a sense of love and serenity. The scientific explanation: while not fully understood, research suggests that these visions could be related to changes in brain activity due to the dying process hallucinations caused by medications or psychological coping mechanisms. In conclusion, deathbed visitations remain a profound mystery, blending elements of spirituality, personal belief, psychological interpretation. These experiences provide comfort and provoke thought about the afterlife, prompting reflection on the nature of existence and the ties that bind us to loved ones, even beyond death. The stories shared by hospice workers and families alike point to a universal desire to understand what lies beyond. suggesting that perhaps we are never truly alone, even in our final moments. As the final breaths of life wane, the dim light of the world begins to fade into a tapestry of memories and echoes. The room, once filled with sound of machinery and hushed whispers, transforms into a sacred space where the veil between realms grows thin. In this twilight, a gentle warmth envelops the dying soul, a soft glow illuminating the faces of lost loved ones who have come to guide them home. Each spirit, a vivid embodiment of cherished moments, laughter, shared tears, shed, and love that transcended time, stands at the threshold. Their expressions a blend of joy and sorrow. A beloved grandmother, her hands weathered but steady, radiates an eternal wisdom as she whispers, "You are never alone. We are here to walk with you, just as we always have." The air is rich with the fragrance of nostalgia, bringing forth laughter from childhood and the sweet sound of songs sung long ago. Amidst this gathering, a childhood friend steps forward, eyes sparkling with mischief, remembering all those adventures we had. It's time for the greatest journey of all. They extend a hand, inviting the soul to embrace the unknown with the same fearless spirit they once had in life.